Hello and Shabbat Shalom to you. Hope that you are saying goodbye to the rest of the tough week, leaving it behind us and heading into the happiness and joy and relaxation that is Shabbat, that is just hours away from all of us as we continue this afternoon into our Erev Shabbat. This week we read from the Torah portion called Yitro, one of the few Torah portions that are named after a person. Yitro was Moses's father-in-law and provides a ton of insight for him throughout his time as a leader. That's the whole first part of this Torah portion, which is very excellent and very wonderful, and also gives us lots of appreciation for our in-laws. So hug your in-laws if you can, if you are in the vicinity. The next part of the Torah portion, which is behind me, which is obviously a huge part of the Torah portion this week, are the 10 Commandments. Sometimes I like to do, the echoey version, 10 Commandments. Can you hear that? So the 10 Commandments, clearly a well-known, a vital part of our wandering in the desert in this book of Exodus. Obviously a huge connection to our society, something that's well known throughout the world. And so I just want us to think about the 10 Commandments in some different ways. So the first commandment, right, is there's one God. Second commandment, no other gods. Third commandment, don't take God's name in vain. The fourth commandment is to keep the Sabbath. The fifth commandment is to honor your father and your mother. The sixth commandment is no murder. The seventh commandment is no adultery. The eighth commandment is do not steal. The ninth commandment is do not bear false witness. And the 10th is not to covet. So I really want us on this Shabbat to think about those 10 commandments and not just, oh yeah, the 10 Commandments. I really want us to think about each one of them. And if you made a checklist to think, do I do those? Do I engage in every one of those? And why or why not? What connection do we have for them? Do we reflect on the oneness of God? Do we reflect on not taking God's name in vain? Do we appreciate Shabbat? Do we celebrate Shabbat? And not necessarily in a traditional way, but do we separate time for Shabbat? Do we honor our father and our mother? Maybe we can't, maybe we won't, maybe we don't want to. There are hopefully easier ones about not murdering that obviously we are not engaging in, but they get more and more complicated, right? The idea of not stealing. Is it not physically stealing something, but stealing ideas or thoughts? When we get to bearing false witness, is the idea of if we had to put our hands up in an oath in a situation, are we capable of doing that? And then for the most complicated for me, perhaps, to think about is the 10th one, which is about coveting, because coveting is simply wanting something. You don't even have to do anything. It's just a thought. So I'd love for us, and if you would do this, I would love it if you want to send me an email or save it for our Torah study, which is tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. on Zoom, our Torah study and our service. I'd love for all of us to think about deeply how we connect with or don't connect with the 10 Commandments. So that is our homework, if you will, for our preparation to enter Shabbat in just a few hours. I hope it'll be a thoughtful couple of hours for you to think about this, to reflect on these 10 Commandments. I look forward to either hearing from you either in an email or at Torah study or any other way. Call me, send a sparrow. I'd love to hear it. So see you tonight, 7 o'clock at services. Please don't forget to register. And then tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Shabbat Shalom, everybody.